Today, I've been reflecting on a strange phenomenon, which is that life meets you halfway, but only when you commit. It took me a long time to come to this realization. I used to think that hard work always led to rewards. I used to think that anything I wanted in life, I had to grind, hustle, work, and get a kind of direct reward for the efforts put in. For my running career, I used to train harder to try to get the outcomes I wanted. In poker, I would make sure I was putting in the right amount of volume, the right amount of hours, and I would equate the effort I put into what I'm going to get over the long term. However, what I've started to realize is, from my own observations, when you really go all in, when you fully commit to a certain path, life starts to help you out. Life starts to give you some help on your way to achieve your goals. It's a strange thing to get your head around because it's hard to quantify. You can't quantify it. The ego hates it because it thinks that you're the center of the universe and you're doing the whole thing. But I've really realized that for me personally, life meets me halfway when I fully commit. So along that realization, I've had 3 other realizations which I want to share today, which kind of packages this all together and why I think it's true. So the first one is action brings clarity. All right? Clarity is often this thing that we feel like we get through a thought exercise, through the mind drifting and, oh, I get some clarity. Or we journal and we get clarity. And yes, we can definitely make insights through meditations, through journaling, through going for long walks. But at some point, you've got to give way to action. And I know for myself, when I think too much, I try to get clarity in advance for something. It's often just lacking certainty, my mind craving certainty, and me trying to find that before I start. And when I get started, clarity comes later. So I can think of 2 big examples. One, when I decided to be a poker player and get a one-way flight to Thailand, no clue what I was doing. But as soon as I got on that flight, as soon as I got to Thailand, as soon as I started playing poker, taking action on that path, the next step became obvious. Of course, do this. Of course, study this. Of course, look at this. So the action only solidified the clarity or gave the clarity. So it's like take one step and the next step becomes apparent. You can't know 10 steps in advance. Same when I decided to quit poker to start my coaching business. On one level, I had no clue what I was doing. And I brainstormed on it for 6 to 8 months. Should I do this? Should I do that? And at one point I went, let's just reach out and see if anyone would like to hire me as a coach. Action. And from that came clarity. What I need to know, what I need to do. Not all at once, but step by step. So that's the first insight I had, that action creates clarity. The second insight I've had of my life is that life is almost testing you to see if you're serious. This is the one where when you try to make changes and you try to achieve your goals, often life resists. Often you feel like you hit obstacles. You don't get the rewards for your efforts straight away. And most people just stop. They turn around. You start going to the gym, don't get the body you want. You start a new morning routine, you're not as productive as you want to be. You start a new habit, whatever it is, and you don't get the desired results. You start a new business and you're expecting loads of money coming in, and all you've got is long days and no rewards. And I feel like what life is doing is testing to see if you're serious. It's a delay effect, the delay effect of action and output, right? Maybe it's just the world takes time to line up in terms of you putting your output out there to give you the rewards you need in the physical world. So I found myself, it's trying to test me, are you serious? Are you one of those people who's going to quit after 5 minutes, after 5 weeks? Or are you going to stay the course? And as soon as I get past that threshold, because often when you're starting something new, you're playing that game with yourself. You're trying to go, can I do this? I'm not sure. And you're kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You're waiting for a way out, in all honesty. Often you're going, if it doesn't work, I'll just quit, or I'll just do something else, or I'll start again. You're waiting for that sign that this isn't going to work, to do the easier path. So life's looking for this. And when you go all in, you really commit to go, right, I'm going to find a way. And life just keeps giving you more and more obstacles. And you go, I don't care. I'm going to find a way. I don't care. I'm going to find a way. And you keep pushing through those initial levels of resistance. At some point, life stops messing with you. And you start to actually get benefits from staying to it. Again, both examples, my poker career and my coaching business, the same things happened. It was all hustle, all grind, all push through obstacles, and then chance events happen, getting lucky, meeting the right people, doing the right things, and things just started to happen outside of my control. I just get lucky in areas where I didn't expect. And we could say, okay, well, that's confirmation bias, that's you getting lucky, and well done to you for being lucky. But I feel like it's under talked about thing where life does meet those people who commit halfway. All right, maybe not exactly halfway, but it gives you a helping hand. All right, but you've got to get past that threshold of fully committing, which then led to my third realization on this topic is you're the co-creator, not the sole creator. All right, that's a tough one, but I think we live in a world where we know output really matters, we know actions matter, but we also know a lot of things are outside of our control. Most things are outside of your control. So when you're trying to achieve your goals, you're facing this kind of paradigm where you're like, I want to be able to impact my world, but I know I can't impact it as directly as I want to. And we need to realize we're co-creating life with whatever we want to use as I don't want to put any words on what we're co-creating with, but we're not the sole creators of our realities. There's things outside of our control. So with that, we've got to learn to let the ego put it one side and go, right, I'm not the sole creator of everything, but we need to learn to realize that if we commit, if we put the effort in, we will get that helping hand. We don't know what it is, and that's the frustrating part, but life will start to guide us. And we've got to synchronize the two. It's got to be a two-way relationship. It's got to be you going all in, and then life gives you the helping hand. Sometimes the helping hand is direction for the next thing. It's an idea that pops into your mind just on a walk. You're like, that thing. Or you meet somebody at the right time and say, this person actually could really help my situation. You watch a video and it really impacts your exact state of mind at that moment because you are in that state of looking for that answer. You're like, wow, that was just such a coincidence that happened. Maybe. Or maybe life's meeting you halfway. And I live in Bali, which is a very spiritual place compared to most places in the world. There's parts of Bali which are very spiritual. And some people will try to manifest or visualize their dreams and their lives. And maybe some people can do that. Maybe some people can just think of the life they want and align stuff and life just unfolds magically. For me, there's a level of visualization can work. There's a manifesting things in terms of putting yourself in the right energy, vibrations, and that stuff. But on some levels, on a lot of levels, you've got to put the actions in. You've got to do half the work, all right? So what I've realized for myself is life will meet me halfway when I fully commit. I will start to get helping hands in ways I don't know. I will start to see the next steps, the next path, the next guide on the way, but it won't happen until I fully commit. And if life thinks I'm half in, life's half in. Life's not going to help me too much. So that's my big breakthrough, and I've realized myself and all the things I've had looking, I've had some success in, I've achieved some sort of output that I wanted to. At some points, life helped me out. I got a bit lucky. Circumstances unfolded, met the right people, the right circumstance played out in the right way, all those unknown variables, but it starts from you putting the action first. All right, so if you're someone who's all hustle, no, at some point you will get a helping hand. The ego won't want you to admit that. And if you're not doing anything, you're sitting there writing stuff down, thinking about your ideas, life's not going to do anything for you either. So you need to commit more. So yeah, hopefully this is a good video for you to watch in this moment of your life, to reflect on how serious you're being about the things you want. Are you showing life that you are fully committed? If not, this is your wake-up call. And yeah, enough of myself. This is something I want to internalize as well. This video is also for me to reflect back on, to remind myself to commit to the things. And also, when you are committed, be patient. Life has a delay effect. It will meet you halfway, but it won't be on your timescale.